The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight, we are here at the Legacy Daytona track in the final race of the round of 8. 3 drivers are going to lock themselves in, joining Logan Helton for our Championship 4. And I want to say I am excited to be here tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and in the booth with me is none other than some shifty character. I don't trust him anymore. Dave World. Dave, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. You let me out of the closet and let me come up in the booth and call some great action. Once again, being brought to us by the OP Racing Super Speedway drivers. Great night here. 2-year anniversary, I do believe. Some other big special events here tonight. What better place to have a special event than you know, the home of it all, Daytona.
That it is. And you mentioned a another special event. So joining us in the booth is two people to help talk to us about this special event. We're going to kick it off with Jimmy Reynolds. Jimmy, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm good. How y'all doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. So Jimmy, tell us a little bit about what tonight is about for you.
Tonight would be the night that Hunter Reynolds would be walking across the stage graduating.
And so spending the night racing was part of the plan?
No, that was not part of the plan. He would definitely be on that stage walking, and this is just a bonus for not being able to walk, I think.
And so we also have Hunter up in here. Hunter, graduation night, not something you had planned the way it would go down here tonight because of the recent issues going on across the world. But Hunter, graduating preschool?
Yes, exactly. My preschool graduate. I was kidding. Yeah, senior this year. You know, it was gonna be really special, but unfortunately we missed out on the second half of our year, and now graduating tonight. But you know, my teammate Will Weber and the crew there, they made some paint schemes for us, and you know, they're really cool for that. And you know, on the bright side, I get to be here tonight and continue my hopes for the playoffs.
So you graduating high school, and what high school are we graduating from, and where is it at?
West Nassau High School. It's just north of Jacksonville, Florida. You know, small town, but you know, good school they got going on there, and I've been glad to be a part of it.
Well, man, congratulations, first of all, on getting through 10, 11, 18 years of school. And man, it's a achievement for sure, a lifetime achievement. And Jimmy, you're joining him here in the booth here tonight. So tell us a little bit about what this night means for you.
Man, it's beyond words. His mama and I are so proud of him for accomplishing everything he's done with his band and honor society and all the other stuff he has going on. And I couldn't ask for a better way for him to go out of high school.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for joining us up here in the booth and talking to us a little bit about that here tonight. And hopefully, Hunter, as qualifying kicks off, you're going to set things on the right foot here tonight and put this bad boy on pole.
You know, as much as I would want to, we'll find out. But we're looking for a good night here, FSR. So hopefully it'll be a good one.
All right, well, Jimmy, Hunter, thank you guys for joining us here, talking to us a little bit about it. And Hunter, again, congratulations on an awesome achievement. And Jimmy, we're going to let you say one more thing to Hunter about this before we let him go out and qualify.
Hey, thank you, buddy. We're proud of you. Go out there and get a big W and have fun tonight. And you have a bunch of great teammates.
All right, that is Jimmy Reynolds. And Hunter, once again, man, good luck out there tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was special.
That is Hunter Reynolds and Jimmy Reynolds telling us a little bit about the West Nassau High School graduation class of 2020, Dave. I can't even count to 20.
It's a struggle sometimes. It is. I mean, you got to count all your toes twice and your fingers at least once to get there. But you know, you get there in the end.
Man, oh man! So qualifying underway here, and what is the 2-year anniversary of OP Racing? 2 years from the creation of OP Racing. Not only that, but also the West Nassau High School graduation night. Hunter Reynolds, his teammates, Fuel Sim Racing, putting together some paint schemes to help honor these graduates of 2020. Bit of a, you know, I remember my graduation. It was a cool deal. It was a fun time. I can't say I was looking forward to it. I don't know. But I don't want to speak for the class of 2020 because they definitely have a unique situation on their hands.
Yeah, that they do, KR. I mean, I wouldn't say that walking across the stage was something that I just had to do, but there's a lot of things that these kids, the class of 2020, just didn't get to do. A lot of senior trips, things of that nature, where you just kind of go and you're just a kid, you know what I mean? You just go out and you have fun, you have a ball, and it's a good time, and they got to miss out on a lot of that. So very unfortunate for all those kids out there graduating this year in 2020, and an amazing job. I'll say that to the fact that honor society, doing a lot of different things, and then coming out here and putting down lap with these older drivers, just getting the job done week after week. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Oh man, I'd have to agree. Very impressive, and quite an achievement to be able to get through, this first stage of your life. I would say, because once you graduate high school, your free trial of life is over. Now you got to start doing pay to play.
Rent, boy, that's no fun.
All right, so several paint schemes out here tonight honoring Hunter Reynolds in the class of 2020. So right now on pole is the 63 of Logan Helton. Mark Mann, Derek Conley rounding out your top three. Cody Ober in the 8 machine, currently sitting 4th on the speed chart. We're going to let him cross the start finish line, then we're going to pull him up and we're going to talk to him about 2 years of OP racing and what that means. And Dave, not that to count you out, but I happen to be a part of OP Racing now for a while. I think it's been 2 years myself. And I gotta say, to see this league, the things it's gone through, the way it's grown, the way it does everything is very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been here nearly as long as UKR, nearing probably right about it. Close to somewhere at the year mark for myself, but fortunately I was able to get that prospect patch ripped off the back, if you know what I mean, and rock the styles of OP Racing. Whenever we hit the track with them, we got the duels coming up, KR. That's going to be interesting when we get back on track again. That's going to be a fun time for sure. And yeah, I mean, just a great series to be a part of, man.
All right, so let's take a moment now and let's talk to one of the owners of OP Racing, one of the admins, one of the drivers, and that is Cody Ober. Cody, qualifying done and over with. Right now you're sitting in 5th place, but tonight is the 2-year anniversary of OP Racing, and we wanted to get a word in with you and talk to you a little bit about what that means to you and the rest of the owners of OP.
Oh man, it means the world to us. It was just to think of how this just started from just kicking around an idea, and now it's blossomed into this. I couldn't ask for a better group of drivers. It's like one big, sometimes dysfunctional family. And then, I mean, I love having y'all broadcast our races. Y'all always kill it every single night. If you would have told me 2 years ago that it would have turned into this, I probably wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah, Cody, I was talking a little bit about, being here, watching OP Racing as I do on a weekly basis, getting to run with you guys, and just how cool it is to see this league turn into what it has and the ups and downs of all of it. So wanted to hear from you and what it meant from the league owner, admin, whatever you are now these days. It all is kind of blending in.
I'm just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it does blend in, but it while it blends in, man, it begins feeling like home.
Oh yeah. I mean, this league is. I mean, I've heard it from multiple drivers. It's like they're home away from home. We've had some people join the sim just so they could race in the league, and that means the world. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, the two other owners that got this started with me was Alex and Rob, and it wouldn't have been what it is today without Alex spending multiple nights writing the rule book and just getting it started, because me and Rob had no idea how to get a league going. And Alex had the experience, so just getting together with the three of us, and we just kind of brainstormed, and he got the wheels turning, and we've just kind of learned along the way.
Well, man, what an awesome story, and qualifying getting ready to wind down. So, Cody, before we let you go and prepare for the race, any closing remarks you'd like to send out to the league members of OP Racing?
I would just like to thank all the drivers. I love running with them. I love that they chose this league, that they want to come and spend their Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays with us. And heck, sometimes other nights we just get together and just race. But another huge thanks to Alex and Rob. Like I said, the other two owners of the league. It would have never been what it is without the three collective minds of us getting together like this. I want to thank y'all for broadcasting every single year, or every single season and year that we've had. And I want to thank all the people that come out and watch. It really means the world that they would take their Mondays and spend it with us.
All right, man. Well, good luck out there tonight. We're getting ready to do the anthem, so we're going to kick that off. Cody, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Oh, thank you.
All right, guys. Now it's time for the national anthem. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the drivers are taking to the grid, that means it is time to go through our West Nassau starting lineup. Congratulations to the class of 2020, and congratulations to the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, putting it on pole position with a 47.740, getting it done out here tonight. Not only is this a special night for him, and OP Racing celebrating the 2 years, but Hunter Reynolds' graduation night, and man, did he ever come through in qualifying as he sits on the front row. Row number 1 on the outside will be the 63 of Logan Helton as well. Row 2 will be the 4 of Rick Seabrands and the 04 of Mark Mann. Row 3 will be the 28 of Derek Conley and the 8 of Cody Ober. Row 4 will be the 02 of David Overstreet and the 10 of Robert Duwendak. And row 5 will be the 24 of Will Weber and the 95 of James Mayer.
Inside row number 6, the 77 of David Booth, the 52 of Randall Cobb. Row number 7, the 7 of Josh Milam and the 62 of Les Levy. Row number 8, the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 35 of Doug Rice. Row number 9, the 21 of Daniel Holloway and Cody Eldred being scored in the outside of row number 9, but he is race control, so big shout out to Cody for everything he does during the races for us as well as the drivers on track. And KR, that is it for tonight's starting lineup.
Just 2 races remain in the season. Final shot here tonight for 7 drivers to keep their championship hopes alive. Who is going to join Logan Helton in the championship battle happening June 1st? That's in 2 weeks. Here we go. Pace truck down and away. Green flag is out. Hunter Reynolds, Logan Helton at the line. We are down and racing once again at the bumpy Daytona Super Speedway. Logan Helton in the 63 got a good jump. He's going to dive down to the inside. Mark Mann on his outside now, trying to keep that momentum going. Rick Seabrands just kissing the apron a little bit there, but gathers it back in as they make their way down the backstretch. These cars getting up to speed, Dave.
Yeah, side by side for second and third place. Mark Mann out there leading the outside lane with help from Cody Ober. Robert Duvendak just behind him inside lane. You've got the kid leading the field, followed by Hunter Reynolds, and then the wily veteran, the 4 of Rick Seabrands right there, third car inside lane. Helton gonna lead the first lap here tonight. Still got 99 laps left to go. Keep in mind, pit stops are going to happen maybe a little bit early here in stage number 1.
Yeah, we have seen these guys really change up when they want to hit pit road as soon as 5 laps into this opening stage. So that can really alter other drivers' plans. But for the most part, I think we'll see these guys stick to the plan that they had before the drop of the green flag. But Dave, as for us, we're gonna find out on the fly.
Pretty much that's what we always do, and we pretty much get proved wrong 2 or 3 times a race, so I'm sure these drivers gonna prove us wrong 2 or 3 more times here tonight. And it's interesting to see Hunter Reynolds and Cody Ober pushing so hard so early in the run here, only on lap number 3 coming out of turn number 2, and those drivers have been pushing pretty solid down the back stretch and into the corners. So I don't know. It looks like some of these drivers just going for it here very early.
Stage 1 going to end at the completion of lap 25. So a short stage here. Stage 2, again, a little bit shorter than stage 1. If you factor in the caution laps counting for the end of stage 1. So we'll see these guys really mix it up here in this opening run, but then it is about a 50-lap sprint to the end of the race. Right now, everyone's staying 2 by 2 for the moment. This field right now sits within 1.1 seconds from first place to last place, and right now, Daniel Holloway in the 21 machine bringing up the tail end of the field. But Dave, if we weren't at a super speedway and you were 1 second behind the race leader, you'd be considered second, maybe third place. He's 17th.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if you go to a a very, very short track like Bristol or even Martinsville, if you're within a second, you're top 5 easy. No question about it. But here at a plate track, I mean, 1 second is nothing, really. I mean, you can go from way back in the pack, 15th, 16th, all the way back to 20th, and up to the front in a half a lap with the right runs and the right partners and pushes. So nothing to be worried about there for the 21 of Daniel Holloway. I'm sure he's probably just hanging out trying to log some laps at this point in time. Looks like everybody does still have a hold of the draft. Just a few drivers out there in that outside lane trying to make it work. Everybody looking like they're getting lined up single file down on the bottom when we cross the line, this time to take lap number 6.
Logan Helton has led all completed laps so far here tonight. That 63 machine locking himself in with a race win last week. One of 4 drivers to make it into the championship final race. We'll see who is going to join Logan. And Logan out in front, you know, with him being locked in, Dave, he's got nothing to lose. I believe that 63 is, he's just going to let it all hang out here tonight.
And I mean, that's what puts some of these other chase drivers at a little bit of a disadvantage here coming in tonight. Take for Hunter Reynolds, for example. I mean, he's almost in a need-to-win situation, and there he is right behind Logan Helton. And if Helton decides to go for it and makes a bad judgment call, that could put an end to Reynolds' night and his championship hopes. So very interesting little race within a race.
Got about 6 cars working that outside lane, and it looks like several drivers peeling off for pit road. Multiple drivers coming down pit road. FSR, one going around. That's a 52 of Randall Cobb, a championship contender. Gonna have a rough go at it trying to get caught back up to this field, but Hunter Reynolds going to lead the FSR teammates on the pit road. Doug Rice and Randall Cobb going to join FSR out on track. Mark Mann in the 04, now your race leader as he makes his way down the back stretch, leading the 63 of Logan Helton. And Mark Mann, as always, has Mara Clark in YouTube chat. Mara, thank you so much for joining us. Maxine Grimes checking in as well. Maxine, we know who you're rooting for. It's that 63 race car, the kid, Logan Helton.
Yeah, and I mean, KR, that's going to leave about 5 drivers or so, with Randall Cobb having some issues getting onto pit road. That's going to leave about 5 drivers in that pack coming off of pit road together, and going to leave us with 11 drivers out there still running in this lead pack. I'm not sure all 11 are going to be able to make it down pit road, so it looks like we may have some pretty even split packs here after these green flag pit cycle works its way through.
Just to update you a little bit, Doug Rice and Randall Cobb just now making their way off of pit road. Those 2 drivers trying to work together for Buck Wild Racing. Randall Cobb is a championship contender. He is going to find himself 2 laps down here very early. Doug Rice did wait for him at the end of pit road so that they can work together, but it is not looking good for the 52 of Randall Cobb. Already 2 laps down here in the first stage of the race.
Now, I mean, that move right there, that's a teammate right there. I mean, willing to just sit there on pit road until you can get going and get up to speed and try to help you out, knowing that, you know, you really need this race to continue on in the championship battle. Cobb is one of those drivers that pretty much needs maybe a stage win as well as the race win in order to move on. But yeah, that is a teammate move right there.
So Mark Mann out in front for the moment. The 4 machine battling the 04 down the backstretch. Rick Seabrand's Mark Mann going to go door to door, wheel to wheel the 21 of Daniel Holloway, who just a few laps ago was all the way down in 17th spot. Now he is up in the front of this field battling for the race lead. That did not take Holloway very long at all to make his way to the front.
Not one little pit stop, and then a little move here and there. He found himself right at the front of the field, and KR, I'm noticing a lot of movement out of these cars as they get lower on gas. It looks like the rear end's starting to get a little bit more tail happy out there for these drivers. D-Brands and man, teammates almost got into each other that last time by 1 and 2. So look for handling to be a big issue later on in these long green flag runs.
Yeah, this bumpy Daytona track going to give these drivers fits all night long. Randall Cobb and Doug Rice about ready to go a second lap down, but they are still working together. The good news for them, they have made their pit stop. So I think that Doug Rice, if he plays this right, we may see Doug Rice drop behind the 52 of Randall Cobb, thereby giving that 52 machine the first car 1 lap down. And that's a solid team play there. I don't think that's anybody trying to manipulate, race results. That is just giving your teammate the best opportunity possible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any issues with it personally. I mean, you could always make it look good if you had to go up and scrape the wall just a little bit, scrub some speed, allow your teammate to go by. It's very early. It doesn't change the outcome, as you said, the race result at this point in time. It just gives your teammate the best chance that he has to continue on through the night to try to chase that championship opportunity. And KR, I think we can expect green flag stops either this lap or next time by this lead pack that is going by Doug Rice and Randall Cobb right now. Your top 3 drivers making their way by right now. But I would say with everybody being single file on the bottom lane, pit stops are at hand.
Now, they're not too far away, regardless of whether it's next time by or here in 2 to 3 laps. We're sure going to have to hit pit road before the end of this stage. We have seen a few drivers try and stretch it. That's just like 1 or 2 every once in a while get a wild hair and try and stretch it. The entire field, that's a whole different story.
Ooh, and a big-time block there, it looked like, by, who was that? I believe that was James Mayer that threw a little bit of a block there on Doug Rice, and that switched those positions around. Now Randall Cobb sitting in front of Doug Rice, already in that lucky dog position when the stage-ending caution flies. If we get all the way to that stage-ending caution, could change everything. We get one before then.
We do got Cody over in the 8 down through the infield. Contact with the 35 of Doug Rice, but this has happened below the racing surface. So the 8 not going to bring out a yellow as he lights the tires up, trying to gather back speed and get rolling. Let's take a look at this real quick as we go to our turn 3 instant replay. Doug Rice in the 35 on the outside of the 8 of Cody Ober, and contact in the tri-oval. Ober going to pancake the driver's side of that car, but a sturdy built car. One fast repair will be available to the 8 of Cody Ober. But right now it looks like he is well off the pace, so damage on that 8 machine, we might see him have to burn that fast repair early here.
Yeah, and actually looking at the timing and scoring here, KR, it looks like he may have a little bit more on his hands to deal with than that. It looks like he may have crossed over into the pit lane there while sliding and hitting that inside wall, because he does show a pit lane time. May end up having a black flag penalty that he might have to serve unless the race control decides to clear it, because it was an accident involved. So we'll just have to wait to see how that all shakes out as well.
Yeah, I would like to see that race control clears that, but Cody Ober not going to worry about it as he's already on pit road. Going to try and work that damage out. He is going to go 1 lap down. Right now, he is the only car 1 lap down, as Randall Cobb and Doug Rice are both 2 laps down. But we are looking at the chance of green flag pit stops, as this group of drivers, 17, now, I'm sorry, not 17, make that 10 drivers in this group here have not pitted. And so we may see a very busy pit road this time. Mark Mann in the 04 off of turn number 4. Thought he was going to make the break that time, but no, it looks like he's going to try and continue to run this thing out. So
and sorry there for a minute, KR had a little bit of issues with the microphone there, so my bad about that. But Mark, man, it's interesting, man. These Alliance Motorsports drivers that are sitting, there's quite a few of them up here inside this top little pack. They're the ones that started the whole short pit strategy. Now it looks like late in the season they flopped it over to the long side.
That they have. Checking in on short pit strategy drivers. That is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, the 28 of Derek Conley, the 7 of Josh Milam, and the 24 of Will Weber. Right now, they are 38 seconds off the leaders, but they have been running at times just comparable to the rest of the pack. So we'll see how this all shakes out when this first group of drivers hits pit lane. And I say first group, this group of drivers that is considered the lead pack. Mark Mann in the 04, working his way through 3 and 4. Pit stops looming. Just not 100% sure when we're going to see him, as Logan Helton makes the break for pit road. David Overstreet and David Booth, 3 cars peel off and join now Josh Milam, Derek Conley, Will Weber, and Hunter Reynolds as drivers who have made pit stops. But Mark Mann still soldiering on. Alliance Motorsports running 1, 2, 3, and 4 right now. And throw in Daniel Holloway from DEI Wannabes. Holloway in 5th.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing I'm looking at with that, KR, is that we've got 1 driver already locked in. There's only 3 spots here, and all 4 of those Alliance Motorsports drivers are all on the same strategy. You're not going to get all 4 of you in. You're going to have to try. Somebody's going to have to do something, and teammate or no teammate, you got to do what you got to do.
Logan Helton in the 63, sitting on pit road. Not sure what has happened to that machine, but maybe a speeding penalty, but he has been there for quite a while. And now we're going to see where this 26 of Hunter Reynolds is going to blend in with the field. Mark Mann down and away. He works his way onto the apron. So Mark Mann into turn number 1. Josh Milam and the rest of that troop now into turn 1, but they are at full speed. They are doing nearly 200 miles an hour. Mark Mann sitting at 127. Hunter Reynolds gonna flash by, catching up to Holloway. That is Robert Duvendak in the 10, and there is Mark Mann in the 04 all by himself. And FSR, first team to hit pit road, now back out in front. The 8 of Cody Ober, currently tucked in behind, I believe that is the 7 of Josh Milam. No, I'm getting this all messed up. Help me out, Dave.
That's all right, KR, man.
They're running new paint schemes, so it's throwing me off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. Very, very close. As a matter of fact, I believe they're identical except for the numbers on the sides and the top. That's the 24 of Will Weber. That Ober is right behind one of his teammates. There's Josh Milam just in front of him. Derek Conley running in second. Hunter Reynolds, the graduate, walking across the stage and maybe putting his car across the line here tonight with us on Turn 3 Racing Network for the OP Racing Super Speedway Series Man, I tell you what, that's a heck of a way to start the night. Pole position, possible stage win number 1 looming for him. And that's a good start to the night.
Robert Duvendak in the 10. Got loose coming off at turn number 4. Chased that thing all the way through the tri-oval. Finally decides to crash it. Gonna collect his teammate, the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Caution flag going to come out. Let's take another look at this one as Robert Duvendak came off of turn number 4. All sorts of out of shape. Back this up just a little bit further and see where this all began for the 10 machine. Cody Ober in the 8 was the first car 1 lap down. We'll see if he gets the wave around, but Duvendak in the 10 got a bump from the 21 of Holloway and tried to chase that thing. Gets down on the apron, contact with James Mayer. Mayer able to save it, but Duvendak still chasing it. And finally, Rick Seabrands just had nowhere to go because that 10 was left, right, up, down, sideways, all sorts of out of shape.
Yeah, I don't know how long it was that he was saving the car, but eventually just losing track of it there, getting a little bit too crossed up. I mean, he almost wrecked coming out of 4 and didn't actually finish it off until almost turn number 1. So, I mean, that is a long stretch to be saving a car.
Yeah, it didn't help that he had contact with a couple other cars while he was chasing that thing, but man, what a long time to try and wreck.
Yeah, if that was me, it'd be over with much quicker.
All right, so on lap 25, this caution is going to be the end of stage number 1. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds gonna pick up the stage win. Eric Conley, Josh Milam rounding out the top 3 for the stage win as the 26, the graduate, hits pit lane. He's going to bring a whole host of drivers along with him. On the pit road, everyone looking for some fuel. Not 100% sure if we're going to see tires or not out of these group of drivers. Left side's going on the Conley machine, right side's on the 04 of Mark Mann. Down and away, the first one off of pit road is going to be Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Cody Ober in the 8 did receive the wave around. We're going to take a moment here and let's see if we can't get a word in with our stage 1 winner, and that is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter, everything coming up roses for that 26. You put it on pole, winning stage number 1, man. Congratulations on a solid performance so far tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We had a great team call there to pit early, like we did early season, and just ride it out and gain time. So, you know, no cautions there. Worked out great for us.
With the 26 trying to lock into the championship race, this stage win has to feel good, but are we out for a win or are we out for trying to get as many points as possible here tonight?
You know, both would be cool actually, but we have a lot of points still here to gain, so we'll really have to figure out what to do and fight hard here. This race is really important.
All right, Hunter, man, well, congratulations on the stage win, and that 26 machine looking very solid here tonight. Got some great teammates backing you up, it looks like, as FSR all hit pit road at the same time, all came off the pit road nice and uniform. Guys are firing on all cylinders.
Yes, sir. These guys are amazing at pit stops, and we might have our bad moments here and there, but in general, you know, we got a great team here, a great lineup. These guys are amazing.
All right, that is your stage 1 winner, Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Getting it done so far here tonight, Dave.
Yeah, and with that caution coming out in the end of the stage, that actually hurt Randall Cobb just a little bit there, KR. He finds himself in a position that he can get a wave around, but he's going to have to pit without a doubt here in the next handful of laps anyway. He will have a teammate that can come with him. So as one driver celebrates a great start to the race, another driver very behind the 8 ball.
Randall Cobb, Doug Rice trapped between Hunter Reynolds and the pace truck. So we'll see how that works out for the 35 and the 52, what their plan is. Stage number 2 getting ready to fire off. And this stage is shorter because, you know, you end this stage 2 at lap 50, and then you're finishing under caution for stage 1, right? So your caution laps add in to the total distance of stage 2. Now you're looking at not fully 25 laps under green. Some of these drivers may try and stretch their fuel and go the rest of this distance without hitting pit road.
And I have no idea what you just said, but I agree.
Oh my.
No, we've seen more drivers stretch it here in stage number 2 than we have attempt the stage number 1 stretch. The stage 1 stretch is a true 25 or right there at, whereas you mentioned already this stage number 2, it's more like a 19 lap shootout really to the end of stage number 2. It might play out here for Randall Cobb if he can get back to the tail end and kind of duck down as soon as the green flag comes out. I don't think he'll lose the lap if his teammate goes with him. But it's going to be close to even get that done. So he may find himself fighting for a lucky dog here at the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, we have seen this before as a teammate's if I recall correctly, it was FSR to get Josh Milam back on the lead lap. Milam took a wave around. All of FSR hit pit road when Josh Milam needed to. Because of the wave around, he was not able to pit. So they all came down pit road, and it got Josh Milam back on the lead lap here in the second stage. So it is doable. Randall Cobb going to be relying on the 35 of Doug Rice to help him pull this off. Well, here we go. Lights being turned off by the driver of that pace truck. No failures here tonight. The Ford butt stain not part of this conversation, but here we go. Green flag is out. Stage number 2 underway. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 28 of Derek Conley are going to lead the field into turn number 1.
Field heading off into turn number 1, still side by side for the top spot. Outside lane gaining just a little bit of ground on the entry. Now the inside lane moving back towards the front. The 53 of Dave Hunt not quite there on the back of Hunter Reynolds just yet, leaving a little bit of gap. Now the outside row surging forward heading into turn 3.
Mark Mann pushing Derek Conley to the front. Conley going to drop down to the inside lane. A lot of talk about our championship drivers who are not locked in right now. Conley, as Dave Hunt in the 53, is going to peel off for pit road. But Conley, Mark Mann, Hunter Reynolds, Rick Seabrand, all right there. Throw in the 95 of James Mayer. These are your championship drivers trying to be 3 of, well, good grief, numbers are hard. They are trying to lock themselves in. So Derek Conley out in front, he needs a stage win as well to gain as many points as possible. Conley came into tonight, you know, we didn't talk about the points, but Conley came into tonight 8th place in the point standings, had a disappointing race last week. He is in a must-win situation. So FSR working together to get to the end of this thing, but maybe coming to the checkered, it's teammates be frenemies.
I think you end the frenemies when you end high school, so not sure how that all works out, but it looks like that 53 of Dave Hunt going to pit road was a calculated move to get another car with Randall Cobb and Doug Rice not quite sure it's going to pay off as Cobb and Rice have already succumbed to the lead pack. Dave Hunt going to go down a lap as well as the field comes thundering by. Back down the front stretch into the line again to take a lap number 32. 70 laps remaining. Now make it 69 before we know who's going to fight it out in 2 weeks for the championship.
Nice. So Dave Hunt goes up to the high side. He is now the first car 1 lap down. Randall Cobb still struggling to try and be in that first car 1 lap down position. 3 cars 1 lap down. Dave Hunt, Randall Cobb, Doug Rice, all of those drivers from Buck Wild Racing. We'll see how this plays out for them. Logan Helton, who came down pit road, sat on pit road for a long time under those green flag pit stops. Not sure what happened to the 63 that he had to come down pit road and sit there, but you know, that caution came out at an opportune time for that 63 as he was about ready to go a lap down.
Yeah, not quite sure what it was either. Just kind of sat there for a while and just sat there. I don't know if he was having some ice cream, knowing that he was locked in. Just whatever it is, what it is. We'll race it out in the final stage. But he was lucky to stay on the lead lap and finds himself just outside of the top 10. Your top 10 still pretty much side by side as they come out of 4 back, crossing the line once again. Derek Connolly still leading the field on the inside lane with help from Hunter Reynolds.
Conley leading his 5th lap of the race so far. Mark Mann leading the most laps here tonight, 13 laps to his credit. That 04 leading the charge in the outside lane. He does have the 4 Rick Seabrands and James Mayer, Daniel Holloway. Alliance Motorsports lining up all 4 cars in that outside lane.
And I think Seabrands has got to be a little bit careful about how hard he pushes. Whoa, big moment there for Conley.
Gonna slide back up, but a big checkup on that inside lane because of that. Now Mark Mann out in front. Rick Seabrands in the 4. They clear Conley. James Mayer in the 95. He's going to stay to the high side. Daniel Holloway in the 21 keeps to his back bumper. And Logan Helton in the 63. Now make that 3 cars challenging in that outside lane. But that outside lane is going to lose a little bit of momentum because of that shift.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy up there sometimes at the front, and I'm just surprised Seabrands is pushing so hard, knowing that he probably already burned one of those fast repairs after that heavy contact earlier in the race.
Coming around to complete lap 35 of 100 laps, our scheduled distance here tonight. Stage number 2 going to end at the completion of lap 50. So 15 laps to go here in stage 2. And I do believe we will see these guys hit pit road and have to make a green flag pit stop, at least a pit stop to make it to the end of this thing. It is going to be a bit of a stretch for him, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We've seen a lot of drivers stretch it in stage number 2. I think some of these drivers that may be back in the pack, maybe Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, they may be in a position where they can kind of save a little bit of fuel here and maybe stretch this thing to the end of stage number 2.
Rick Seabrands in the Ford taking a peek to the outside. He's going to have the momentum down the backstretch. Can he take over the top spot? James Mayer in the 95 giving him a hard shove. Seabrands has cleared the 04, drops down to the inside. Now James Mayer once again leading that outside lane. So Rick Seabrands in the 4 coming around to lead his 2nd lap of the race. Our championship contenders all having worked their way to the front of the field Robert Duvendak and Randall Cobb sitting in 14th and 15th spot right now. Duvendak in the 10 machine, running out all by himself. He has lost the draft. He is 27.5 seconds behind our race leaders, running all alone. His lap time a 49.115. Our race leaders turning a 45.3. So 4-second difference there per lap. It is only a matter of time before this 10 goes one lap down.
And just like that, it looks like whole team coming down pit road. Hunter Reynolds and his entire crew hitting pit road together that time by. All the drivers got onto pit road nice and easy. Everybody into their boxes as the rest of the field continues on. Rick Seabrands, now James Mayer leading the field.
Daniel Holloway in the 21. Gonna stay to the outside, try and take over the top spot. James Mayer in the 95, down on the inside as the 4 of Rick Seabrands closes up to his back bumper. So Alliance Motorsports got a decision to make here. When are they going to hit pit road? Checkered Flag Motorsports, the 63 of Logan Helton, making his way back to the front. The 77 of David Booth not too far behind the 63. Les Levy in the 62 also in this lead group, so we may see Checkered Flag Motorsports try and start working together. But so far, Logan Helton is the only, well, so far, but Logan Helton is the only driver from CFM that has got himself a championship berth. The rest of Checkered Flag Motorsports being eliminated from the playoffs, and that was Les Levy getting booted out of round number 1. He got voted off the island.
Yeah, it's always good to make friends. That way you can try to keep yourself on the island when you need to. And sometimes you just end up being the one that gets cut.
With a 62, even though he has not got championship hopes for himself, he is a team player. Les Levy, I guarantee if he gets the opportunity to push Logan Helton to the race win, he will do all he needs to do for that to happen as we ride on board with the 62 machine. We've fallen back just a little bit here as he's trying to stay to the back bumper of the 53 of Dave Hunt. Holloway in the 21, still out on track as we're now looking at 9 laps to go before the end of this stage.
And that time by, noticed a big wiggle coming off of turn number 4. Big push by Mayer on the back of that 21 of Holloway. Had him all sorts of out of shape. Mark Mann sitting right there. Third car in lane. The 77 of David Booth followed out by Cody Ober, rounding out that top 5. And Ober, look at that. He got himself the lucky dog, now running inside that top 5.
Yeah, Cody Ober got a bad break in stage number 1, but has recovered. Now sitting in that 5th place, battling door to door with the 63 of Logan Helton. So a good recovery by the 8 of Cody Ober. As Holloway out in front for the moment, the 95 of James Mayer. And Mark Mann in the 04, all tucked in behind them. Rick Seabrands in the 4 is falling back a little bit, so Alliance Motorsports being broke up for the moment. They're not running 4 cars strong like they were. Yeah, 3 cars strong might get it done though.
It might, but I'm willing to bet. Not very much money, you know. I work for you, KR. But anyways, that's besides the point. Seabrands, he fell through to the position that he's running right now about, let's see, where is that? About 8th or 9th, I would say, on track right now. And it was kind of a methodical drop. I think he's back there saving gas. Look for that 4 to try to push it all the way to the end.
So Rick Seabrands maybe dropping back to save fuel, trying to stretch this to the end of the stage. Duvendak going 1 lap down. Actually Yeah, the 10 of Duvendak has gone 1 lap down. He is now going to have to battle with Dave Hunt and Randall Cobb to be the first car 1 lap down. Randall Cobb in that 52 machine, as his teammate Dave Hunt in the 53. They are working that outside lane, and Cobb surging forward here as we're looking at 6 laps to go in stage number 2.
It's all right, KR. We all know the struggles. It's okay. No worries, my man.
I know. You get me all nervous. I just, not only am I here calling a race with some outstanding drivers, but I have to work with the world-renowned Dave Worrell.
Yeah, we're not going to mention why I'm world famous, but you know, it is what it is. Digging on that outside lane, though, Randall Cobb and them, they're trying to come back and get their lap back the hard way here. Very, very close to being able to do it as well. I mean, that's a solid showing by those drivers out there utilizing that high lane. Just 3 of them lined up, trying to chase down, getting back on the lead lap. So Daniel Holloway has a little bit of challenge coming here. I know he's not going to be blocking or looking for the driver passing him for position, but a driver trying to come back and get himself on the lead lap.
Field making its way off of turn number 4 now into the trial with the 21 of Holloway going to lead his 8th lap of the race. Mark Mann still holding on to leading the most laps at 16. Mark Mann finding himself now battling with the 52 of Cobb to his outside. And as Dave mentioned, that is not a battle for position. That 52 doing everything he can to get back into this race. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you were in a super speedway race running here at Daytona, Talladega, being on the lead lap is key to having any shot at winning this thing, because anybody can win as long as they are on the lead lap. As the field splits up one more time, Cody Ober again finding some issues on the front stretch. Ober a little bit out of shape as he made his way onto pit road. The 77 of David Booth now taking over the race lead. But as we look at this, Dave Hunt and Randall Cobb are out in front of the 77. They are back on the lead lap. They are the last cars on the lead lap. And I'm not sure, but I have seen all kinds of things being thrown out of that 52 and 53 race cars.
Yeah, they're in the cars screaming for a caution right now. There's oil, there's debris, there's everywhere. It is absolutely covering the track. Someone throw it. They're screaming as much as they possibly can. Now the rest of the field hitting pit road this time by. So it looks like it's going to pan out for them. That early stop. They're not losing. Well, they did eventually lose the lap, but was able to gain it back before the end of stage number 2.
James Mayer in the 95, leading all the drivers who have made a pit stop recently. But in front of him is FSR, the first group of drivers to hit pit road, and they are going to flash past Checkered Flag Motorsports team as they made their pit stop. And so now Hunter Reynolds in the 26 going to motor on by the 4 Rick Sebrands and take over the race lead once again. And we're looking at 2 laps to go here in this stage number 2, and FSR back in front.
And I don't know, looks like this is a predetermined game plan, if you ask me. Hitting pit road at the same time, both stages. Hunter Reynolds being the driver to lead the pack. Looks like this is a pretty calculated and planned maneuver to try to get their teammate into the championship race here.
Final lap in stage number 2. Randall Cobb and Dave Hunt have not made it to pit road. They are trying to stretch this thing and get that caution, get themselves officially back on the lead lap. But man, this is going to be a battle to the line amongst teammates as FSR has a 4.3 second lead over James Mayer, who is in 5th place. Off of turn number 4, Hunter Reynolds, your stage 1 winner, is going to win stage number 2 as well. So the 26 picking up all of the bonus points here so far tonight. As we wait for race control to throw the caution, there it is, finally. Caution flag coming out. So Hunter Reynolds going 2 for 2 in the stage points.
And I was just going to break in and say, we're just walking the dog out here tonight as far as points are being concerned. And, I mean, he's got his hand in the bag for some laps led. He's got 7 in the book. Going to be a few more under caution here. So he's looking at possibly being able to walk away with the most laps led as well.
But the stage caution coming out, the 0-2 of David Overstreet looked like he got in trouble going through 3 and 4. The 52 of Cobb and the 0-2 of Overstreet, heavy contact. And so that is not what Randall Cobb needed to be involved in. That was under yellow. So right now, Randall Cobb still showing on the lead lap. He has been able to catch up to the field, or is trying to catch up to the field. Still showing on the lead lap, but I believe Randall Cobb has run out of fuel in that 52, so he has got to try and limp his way around onto pit road.
Yeah, it's showing him being out on the track for about 22 laps now himself, as well as Dave Hunt out there for a very, very long time. Fuel very, very low in those fuel cells.
And Randall Cobb, unfortunately, once again, things are not going his way, not able to make it around. He has taken the tow truck back to pit lane, so he will lose this lap once again.
And sometimes when a restrictor plate track doesn't want you to win, it will gobble you up every chance it has, and just puts you further and further behind. And every time Cobb tries to better his situation, it looks like the track just isn't having any of it.
Logan Helton in the 63 going to win the race off of pit road. Daniel Holloway second. Third will be the 77 of David Booth. Hunter Reynolds, 4 tires and fuel for that 26. So again, let's take a moment to talk to our stage 1 winner and our stage 2 winner, Hunter Reynolds. This 26 machine is just out there on fire tonight.
Yes, sir. We are FSR. We're working good together tonight, and another good pits call, but still gotta finish this thing out.
Man, oh man, a solid night so far. Now just got to bring it home. The final stage here, 50 laps, trying to get to the end of this thing. We talked to you in stage 1. We talked to you in the pre-race show, and it seems like tonight is all about you, bud.
Man, I wouldn't say that. Anything can still happen here in these last 50 laps, but I'm definitely fortunate to have a good group of guys behind me and, you know, some lucky pit calls.
All right, Hunter, well, we're going to let you go. Before we do, any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this Stage 2 win?
Yes, sir. Special thanks to my teammates, Will, Derek, Josh. You guys are amazing. 4X Graphics for doing the paint schemes, also looking amazing. That's Will Weber. All the family and friends watching, we appreciate y'all. League admins, Turn 3, of course you do a good job, KR, and I think that's it. Just all the fans. We appreciate everyone.
All right, that is Hunter Reynolds, your Stage 2 winner. Getting it done to a T here tonight. Sat on pole, wins Stage 1, winning Stage 2. So Dave, I don't know about you, but I need a bit of a break. So let's go to a quick commercial break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. will turn it up, never hurt nobody as the field makes its way through 1 and 2. Logan Helton in the 63 out in the front, continuing to try and, well, make these drivers work harder than they need to. Logan Helton already locked into the championship 4. Should he pick up the win here tonight, that means the other 3 drivers are going to have to lock in on points. And right now, the way things stand, I couldn't even tell you who is going to be locked in. It is so close. This points battle is very intense between everyone else. Derek Conley, I can tell you, one of those drivers who is in a must-win situation. Conley right now sitting in 8th place. That may not be enough to get it done if everyone else has a rough night.
Yeah, and it looks like 3 of our championship contenders with some pretty rough nights out there. Rick Seabrands finds himself a little bit behind the 8 ball, running in the 14th position, still on the lead lap. But Randall Cobb and Robert Duvendak, both of those championship contenders, find themselves sitting a 1 lap down in 15th and 17th position. So still a long way for these drivers to try to get up there and back on the lead lap. 40 laps to go when we cross the line this time, KR. So the math is starting to get worse for a few of these drivers out there.
Yeah, Randall Cobb been struggling to be the first car 1 lap down. Things have never gone his way here tonight, but he has not given up. And what a story it would be if Randall Cobb could overcome all the adversity he has gone through here tonight and be one of the drivers that locks in to the championship 4. But, you know, like you said, the laps are winding down, and it is looking grimmer and grimmer for that 52, but he has not given up yet. He still has the 35 of Doug Rice on his back bumper. Doug Rice looks like he is fully committed to supporting that 52 and getting a driver from Buck Wild Racing into the championship battle. But before all of that is said and done, we have 39 laps to go in our scheduled distance, and Holloway out in front once again.
And he forced his way right down in front, almost taking part of the nose of Helton with him when he was making that move to the bottom lane. That checked up the cars behind him just a little bit. David Booth now jumping to the outside, maybe trying to get a little air on the nose of that machine as he was tucked in right behind Helton for a good number of laps. I believe it was about 5 or 6 laps that he was tucked right up under on that gearbox, pushing Helton, keeping him in the lead. But Holloway able to get the run, and now he leads this field. Long train of single file cars on the bottom lane.
Drivers are about 12 laps away from green flag pit stops. With all of that being said, 12 laps does put you just outside of making it onto one more stop. So a lot of this is still up in the air as to when to come down pit road, because, you know, we got one stop for sure, and looking at maybe 2 here to get to the end of this thing, and especially if we have a green-white checker.
Oh, KR, you got to wonder if any crew chiefs are going to roll the dice, the drivers that need a big-time shift in the points to help them with the championship chase. Will some of them come down as when they can and only get 1 can of fuel, knowing that you're going to need to stop one more time before the end? Go ahead and get that 1 can of fuel and then come down, and you still don't have to get a full 2 cans, as we've got drivers braking for pit road. Looks like FSR hitting pit road all together once again. Holloway continues out on the track now. Booth on the outside lane trying to take away the lead heading into turn number 1. Not going to be able to do it. Those top 4 still battle side by side as they head off into the backstretch.
Yeah, that has really split this field up here as these drivers from FSR made their way onto pit road. David Booth in the 77 out in front. He has James Mayer to his back bumper. Cody Ober in the 8 trying to close in on this lead pack. He's got a big run. What's he going to do with it as the 8 gonna move up to the high side and work his way around Logan Helton, as now the 95, the 63, they're gonna peel off for pit road, and Booth and Cody Ober, Daniel Holloway all stay out, as Holloway now making a move to the outside lane, trying to work around the 77 of Booth.
Close moment there for Mark Mann, and I believe that was Les Levy. May have touched just a little bit getting onto pit road, running out of real estate for those drivers getting onto pit road, but they all kept it straight, no harm, no foul. Everybody into the box nice and clean. So we'll have to see how these green flag pit stops shake out. Looks like James Mayer beats the rest of the drivers in that group off of pit road. So he's going to have Logan Helton right on his rear, coming off Mark Mann just behind him.
We ride on board with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds as he is trying to motor past the drivers who are on the apron. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 at full song. He is going to flash past the 02 as it looked like the 62 of Les Levy trying to get up to speed, spun the tires, and Les Levy through the grass, but he has gathered it back in, back on track, and gets rolling. But that is going to cost the 62 some time on the speedway. Now Hunter Reynolds in the 26 sets his mark for the 04 of the Batmobile.
And I think, unfortunately, Mark Mann, I think he's going to get gobbled up here by these drivers running about 10 miles an hour faster than himself. And Logan Helton and James Mayer in front of him. Those drivers going to get dealt with here. I believe when they get to the backstretch, they should be able to hang on to the draft and make this a 4-car pack, a 7-car pack.
The Daniel Holloway, Cody Ober, David Booth, Dave Hunt, and Rick Sebrands all staying out there. They have not made their final pit stop. You could throw in the 10 of Robert Dubendak as well, but Dubendak a little bit behind these guys, as Les Levy in the 62 now goes 1 lap down. Being the first car 1 lap down, he's going to tuck in behind the 4 of Sebrands. And again, that is another issue for Randall Cobb to overcome, and Robert Dubendak, as Dubendak is 1 lap down as well. Doobie and Cobb, championship contenders, running 15th and 16th.
And a bit of a moment there for Hunter Reynolds trying to get by Doug Rice. Almost got squeezed up into the wall there as Rice was running in the middle lane. Had to check up just a little bit and got really close to that outside wall, and that let Mark Mann get some momentum and work his way back by those 4 cars grouped together. And with that all happening, they've lost a little bit of ground to James Mayer and Logan Helton.
Yeah, they have lost some ground to it, but James Mayer, Logan Helton, a 2-car tandem draft right now. Not going to be as strong as the 4 cars of FSR as they're working their way around the high side of the 04 of Mark Mann and the 35 of Doug Rice. They are closing in quickly on Mayer and Helton. And Logan Helton making a move to the high side here. He will continue with that move. James Mayer now hooked up with Mark Mann.
Well, you got to keep in mind, KR, he's locked in. He can make those decisions to, you know what, let me jump out here, try to block this run, try to utilize the run, not necessarily block it, but try to utilize it to my advantage, push myself around James Mayer and into the lead. He was able to do so, but now Hunter Reynolds digging on that outside lane with help from the rest of his teammates, all in tow on that outside lane. 4 against 4, 4 cars in the bottom lane, 4 cars in the top. Hunter Reynolds now going to drop to the bottom. Oh, close moment. Helton down on the apron. Everybody checking up. Looks like they're going to keep it under him. Big moment there for the front of the field.
Yeah, Logan Helton, excellent job saving it. And Hunter Reynolds in the 26 going to stay down to the inside line as the 28 of Derek Conley going to surge past. Now Conley leading this group. Conley sitting in 6th place. We have not seen the 21 of Daniel Holloway and his group of drivers hit pit road. The 52 of Randall Cobb now going a 2nd lap down, but Cobb has made his green flag pit stop. Holloway has not yet been on pit road, he continues to lead as he has now got 19 laps in that leader position.
And with all that craziness happening that last time by, KR, up there at the front, it looks like Mark Mann is in trouble of losing that front pack. He does have Doug Rice right behind him. They may be able to sniff that draft, but it looked like maybe Hunter Reynolds just second-guessed the clear call by the spotter, and that put them all in a bad position. And just another testament to the talent that these drivers have here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. They all but wrecked right there, and everybody just drove on by like nothing happened.
So Daniel Holloway in the 21, your race leader, the 02. That is David Overstreet. He is now the first car, one lap down. Cody Ober running door to door with the 52 of Cobb. Cobb sitting 2 laps down. So again, in this mix of leaders, we have drivers who have made pit stops. Ooh, as I believe that's the 8 of Cody Ober, trying to chase that car through the tri-oval once again. Big checkup for the 8. Now he is in danger of losing the draft as he has not made his way on the pit road yet. But Cobb in the 52 going to pass the leader. He's going to find himself now just 1 lap down. But Holloway fighting right back as the 02 of Overstreet stays glued to his back bumper.
Yeah, there's different little battles all over the track, KR, especially during these green flag pit stops. You've got about, what is that? Your top 5, I believe, have yet to hit pit road. And I'm not quite sure about the strategy, which way they're going with it here, because they're not going to be able to stretch this to a 1-stopper without help from a caution flag. And yeah, I don't know. Pit strategy everywhere. It looks like we've got 3 drivers on to pit road. David Booth, Cody Ober, and Daniel Holloway all hitting pit road this time by. So strategies mixing up a little bit more as just your top 2 have yet to pit.
So the 52 of Cobb out in front of our race leader, the 53 of Dave Hunt. Cobb 1 lap down Hunt, and Rick Sebrands in the 4. Part of this group right here that we got our camera on, they have not pitted, and they are sitting 1 and 2. The rest of these cars around them are all 1 and 2 laps down. What a unique situation that green flag pit stops put these drivers in every time we come to a super speedway.
Yeah, and I mean, just when you think you've got strategies figured out, you always get dealt a curveball. It looks like maybe hunting these guys just trying to stretch it as far as they possibly can, and maybe just not barely a splash, maybe just 2 gallons or so for their final stop. And caution flag flies. First one for a non-stage end.
That it is, and I think it is going to involve the 77 of David Booth and the 02 of David Overstreet. We saw the 77 of Booth lose it coming off of pit road, but that would not have triggered the caution. Let's see what happened that actually did trigger our caution. The 02 already spinning. Let's back this up a little bit further. So Overstreet in the 02, running side by side with the 4 Sebrands. Contact made with those 2. And that right there is going to bring out the caution. So the 02 getting into our second place driver of Rick Sebrands, and Dave Hunt and Rick Sebrands going to be able to pit under caution. And now what does the rest of the field do? Because they've already been on pit road. The 53 and the 4, they haven't. They have to come down pit road. But again, I think we are just on the edge of making it, if everyone hits pit lane, to the end of our scheduled distance, but having enough fuel for a green-white checkered, that's something different entirely.
Yeah, well, I mean, KR, with that strategy right there, we are just on the window of being able to make it if the drivers pit right here. Sure, it doesn't get you the security blanket with the green, white checkered, but you can rest assured if we get a caution, whether it be 3 laps from now when we go green, or if it's 10 laps from now, 15 laps from now, I believe you'll see all the drivers come to pit road just to top off anyway to ensure that they're going to have enough for any green, white checkered attempts. And oh my goodness, the kid Logan Helton blowing through his pit box. A little bit of an Austin Powers moment for him. That's going to affect the way he restarts here. Yeah, see, I mean, got to be on point every minute of the race.
Dave Hunt taking a 4-tire stop. The 28 of Derek Conley winning the race off of pit road. Josh Milam second. Third goes to Hunter Reynolds. Fourth going to be the 21 of Daniel Holloway. So Conley in a must-win situation, coming down, topping off his fuel tank. Now being scored as the race leader. And I believe Les Levy in the 62. Not 100% sure who got the free pass here. I thought for a minute it was the 62 of Les Levy, but I could and most likely am entirely wrong in that call. But Conley for sure is your race leader.
Yeah, and KR, I'm trying to sit here and run down some of the point scenarios as they sit on the track right now, even with some of the drivers going down pit road. And when we came into tonight's race, Robert Duvendak was that driver sitting on that bubble, if you will, or actually Rick Seabrands was. Robert Duvendak was on the outside looking in, and we've documented some of the troubles for Duvendak here tonight, now running in 16th, still 2 laps down. So his chances at the championship beginning to slip away. Hunter Reynolds, he's gained some points here for getting some stage points. He might find himself in a way to point himself in. He's going to line up behind his teammate on the restart. We mentioned Conley. He's in a must-win situation. How sweet would it be for Hunter Reynolds to push his teammate to victory lane and point his way in the championship as well?
Yeah, Hunter Reynolds came into tonight 6th place in the point standings. So, you know, winning those 2 stages and pole position may be enough that if Hunter Reynolds does not win, could be the 4th driver in points if he still comes away with, you know, a solid podium finish. But Derek Conley right now, he is 33 points coming into the race behind Logan Helton. And not only behind Logan Helton, but 4th place was Rick Seabrands in the 4. And Conley was 19 points behind the 4 machine. So, I mean, this points battle to make it into the championship final 4, it is all over the map right now.
Yeah, and with a calculator, I'm still not good enough to keep up with it. Just saying. And it looks like we've got a few drivers, KR, hitting pit road at the last moments possible here. Maybe trying to pad a little bit for the maybe the first green-white checkered attempt. Maybe they'll stay out and try to see if they can make it from here on out. Should we get a green-white checkered race trends, KR? I hate to pull them out. We're down to 21 laps remaining here tonight, and it looks like about lap 11 is when we usually see our next caution flag fly here before the end of the race. So just keep that in the back of your mind.
The things I've got in the back of my mind.
Well, let's not let those out.
Okay, thank goodness. So the lights going out on the Chevy Silverado. Derek Conley, Josh Milam on row number 1. Hunter Reynolds, Will Weber, row number 2, FSR sitting in the top 4 positions. And if you are the rest of the field, you do not want to see the power of the FSR teamwork on display. They are going to have every opportunity as they are all sitting in the first 2 rows. It is going to take some effort from teammates to break up these 4 drivers, but here we go. Pace truck out of the way, green flag flying once again. Derek Conley on the throttle. Here we go. Conley has a good run, but he is dunked way out in front of Hunter Reynolds. Josh Milam in the 7 machine out to that outside lane. Will Weber in the 24 getting to his back bumper, and now everyone getting nose to tail. Gonna start pushing hard. We have 20 laps to go in our scheduled distance.
And it looks like maybe Hunter Reynolds trying to do a little bit of a gap timing, if you will, right there. Did have, did have a bit of a gap going into turn 1, but just seen right there at the exit of 2, he was right on the bumper of his teammate, and that has pushed Conley back up to just a nose in front of his other teammate, Milam, running on that outside lane, as Will Weber just behind him. Rick Seabrans sitting on that 4th and final spot. Finally getting his race worked out and inside that top 6, almost knocking on the door of the top 5, still side by side from first all the way back to, it looks like, about 10th.
Dave, just to let you know, right now, Randall Cobb in the 52 machine, back on the lead lap. He is in 12th place. But the good news comes with the bad news. He has lost the lead pack. He is desperate for another yellow to get caught back into this thing. So he is on the lead lap. He has overcome that adversity, but now he faces a new challenge to get back into this thing. Robert Duvendak 1 lap down. Right behind him, Duvendak in the same boat. He is 1 lap down, has nobody to work with. So those 10 and the 52 need to get together, need to try and make something happen. But do not give up, because we're going to very possibly see a green-white checkered finish here. Or, before we get to that point, maybe even another caution.
And as much as these drivers are moving around up at the front, not seeing a lot of bumping, it's just, it looks like the cars are just very ill handling at this stage in the race. 17 laps remaining out of the 100 scheduled for tonight's official race distance. 248 miles around this legacy bumpy Daytona track. And what a cutoff race this has been, KR. A lot of chaos going on, and not as far as wrecks or mayhem, just points and problems all night out of some of our championship contenders has thrown strategies and weird things at us.
Yeah, it has been a wild night for sure for everyone out there. And maybe not wild as far as crashes, but wild in how their hopes get dashed, get reignited, get dashed. I mean, everyone is just out there, elbows up, driving hard. And this bumpy Daytona track, it forces you to get up on the wheel and drive. These guys are going to be wiped out mentally and physically at the end of this one.
Yeah, I mean, just some of the wild that we've had. I mean, Rick Seabrans, take that 4, for example, 3rd car outside lane as they make their way back across the line this time by to make it 15 to go. He was involved in an early incident, had to burn his fast repair in stage number 1, and has since kept the car clean and found a way to slowly, methodically make his way up inside the top 10, fighting for a top 5. I mean, it's craziness, man. Absolutely crazy here tonight what these drivers have had to overcome.
So at the front of the field, FSR still sitting 1 through 4. They have got both inside and outside the lanes in their command. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, Dave Hunt in the 53. They are sitting in that third row, trying to figure out where they can go, what they can do to break up this FSR team. Who's it going to be? 14 laps to go in this race. And somebody, before too long, is not going to be happy with the status quo, not going to be satisfied just following the car that is in front of them. Who's going to be the first one to try and make something happen? We have not seen that third lane be used a whole lot here tonight. Could we see the 4 Seabrands jump out to that third lane?
Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be Seabrands, but I think that's what somebody's going to have to do. I think somebody's going to have to push the envelope. Somebody's going to have to be willing to risk it all. And I wouldn't put it past the driver that is already locked in, running right at the tail end of this lead pack in the 11th spot, Logan Helton. He's already locked into the championship. He's got nothing to lose. He can put these drivers in a little bit of an uncomfortable situation, and I mean, if something happens, it happens. So I would look to see if that 63 was the one that pulls the trigger first on pulling a 3-wide move.
Yeah, Logan has nothing to lose here tonight, so yeah, safe bet, especially as far back in the field as he is. Maybe see him try and make something happen, but at the same time, Logan, he may want to try and do that third lane to try and win this thing, but I don't think he wants to put himself in a bad position either. I think having this race finish out under green would be up on his list. So I say that meaning I don't think he wants to put himself in a bad spot and make a bad name for himself.
I wouldn't necessarily, make a move that's going to wreck the field, but you can make the drivers around you very uncomfortable. I mean, especially here at Legacy Daytona. I mean, the cars move around a ton, a little bit less room, if you can imagine it, than the newer, smoothed over, rescanned Daytona track here on iRacing.com. But yeah, I mean, you just make them a little bit nervous. You know what I mean? Force them into a mental mistake, more so than force them into an accident.
Les Levy in the 62 getting out of the way of the lead pack. He's going to find himself 2 laps down now. Solid gentlemanly move by the 62. Made it nice and easy for these leaders to squeeze on by him. And so FSR has been out in front since this restart. And with each passing lap, Dave, I can feel the tension build. 7 drivers trying to become championship contenders. This is the final race in a round of 8. And with all that being said, Dave, man, if you're one of these drivers in a must-win situation like the 28 of Derek Conley, how wide are you going to make that race car?
Well, I mean, right now, if I'm Connolly, I'm not really making it too wide. I've got a teammate behind me, a teammate outside that's running a little bit offset, not necessarily doing it on purpose or team orders. You see that outside lane surge forward as it always does from time to time. Inside lane, shortest distance around the track. It seems to prevail quite often here at the old bumpy Daytona. So, I mean, if I'm Conley right now, I'm just going to keep it right glued to that yellow line until coming off of turn 4 in the final lap. And then if I got to block my teammate, I'm throwing that block.
Coming to 8 laps to go as they work their way through the tri-oval. Derek Conley still out in front. Josh Milam in the 7 leading the charge in that outside lane. Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Put it on pole. 1-2 stages so far here tonight. sitting in that second position inside lane. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, another championship contender. Third car outside lane. So our championship contenders all sitting right there, minus Randall Cobb and Robert Duvendak. Cobb has gone one lap down once again. So Randall Cobb not really having the race he wanted. And with these laps winding down, things are looking bleak for that 52.
Yeah, indeed they are, KR. And I mean, looking a little bit bleak, even though walking away with stage win number 1 and stage win number 2, Hunter Reynolds might find himself in a little bit of a precarious situation. Pushing a teammate, has teammates beside him, but the drivers that he's battling points-wise, should his teammate make it in on winning this race, that's going to be like I don't even know how close of a battle, probably within a point or two, and Reynolds may find himself out of the championship hunt. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you're safe running in that lead spot. Hunter Reynolds surely is going to try to make a move late in the race. 6 laps remaining. Drivers making it back down the backstretch once again. FSR still holding on to those top 4 positions. Rick Seabrand's third car outside lane. Dave Hunt, a little bit of blinky action going on just in front of the 04 of Mark Mann. Daniel Holloway backing up just a little bit besides James Mayer. Drivers making their way back across the line on the front stretch once again, this time by KR. 5 laps remaining before we'll decide who will have their chance at a championship here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series.
I can't even imagine what these drivers are feeling right now as the 7 and the 24 are falling back a little bit. Dave Hunt in the 53, he's going to drop down to the inside lane. Hopefully his internet will smooth out and he can get back in this. He had a shot at winning. Just because you're not in the championship run doesn't mean you can't go out and pick up the race win. But Dave Hunt doing a gentlemanly move, getting out of the way until that internet can settle back down. And so far it looks like that 53 has once again got a solid connection. But now, Dave, 4 laps to go. Who is going to make the move?
4 laps to go. The top 4 side by side. All teammates working their way around this super speedway. Daytona International Speedway. FSR has had the top 4 spots since the drop of the green flag on this latest restart. You have teammates lined up behind those teammates. Rick Seabrand's, Mark Mann, both splitting lanes. Man down on the inside lane. Seabrand still third car outside lane. Logan Hilton looking to jump to that outside lane now. Help coming from behind from James Mayer. Crossing the line, 3 to go with Connolly still at the lead.
Dave, I don't have any fingernails left and 3 laps to go. I may not have my first knuckle by the end of this thing as the 28 is out in front. The 7 of Josh Milam falling back a little bit, losing momentum through 1 and 2, but surging back down the backstretch. Rick Seabrand's in the 4. He's going to have to make something happen here. Maybe see that 63 jump out with the 4 of Seabrand's. Try and use that third lane. If someone's going to do a move, they have got to do it as they are coming to 2 laps to go. Just 5 miles left here at Daytona.
Crossing the line that time by popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go for these OP Racing Super Speedway drivers is Hunter Reynolds, willing to hang his teammate out to dry. Will we see him kind of okey-doke him back up, get a little bit of a run, try to jump out there and make the switch move by leading that outside lane? Almost cleared for a second. Now Milam surging back side by side once again with Hunter Reynolds. Man, this is gonna get crazy. Drivers coming to the white flag this time by.
Helton in that third lane trying to get around the 4. Seabrand's tucks back in. white flag. Happy graduation, Hunter. Sitting in that second spot inside lane is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. But the final lap right now is being led by the 28 of Derek Conley, who is in a must-win situation. Fuel tanks starting to run dry. Looks like someone maybe ran out of fuel. That is the 04 Mark Mann. He is out of fuel as he has been out there for 22 laps. Mark Mann can only watch as the field pulls away from him. Derek Conley now out in front as the 7 of Josh Milam to his outside and at the line. Here they come. It is going to be Derek Conley picking up the win. Hunter Reynolds in second place. Third goes to the 7 of Josh Milam.
Wow. I'm not sure if it was fuel or the engine letting go for Mark Mann. Seen a little bit of smoke coming out of that car, KR, before he began to slow right there. But what a big time moment we may have just witnessed. Teammate Hunter Reynolds push Derek Conley into the championship by winning the race, and Hunter Reynolds may have been able to sneak his way into the championship with the trouble from Mark Mann dropping through the field by blowing his engine on the last lap. My goodness.
Holy cow, folks, this is why we never call the race done and over with until the checkered flag falls. And the 28 of Derek Conley, who was in a must-win situation, I think that 28 is out of fuel as he tried to light him up one more time. No victory celebration for the 28, but, well, I stand corrected. Derek Conley lights up the tires in the infield, picking up the race win here tonight and locking himself in to the championship battle. He will join Logan Helton, as right now they are the only two drivers that we know for sure are in the championship battle. Now it is just going to come down to points and where that all shakes out. You gotta wonder, did Hunter Reynolds get enough bonus points and finish solid enough in the running order to be one of those two? So we're gonna have a bit of an extended post-race show to see if we can figure out who is in the championship hunt in 2 weeks. That is June 1st. So while we wait, guys, we're gonna mute our mics. We're gonna step away for a moment and set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field has ran out of fuel. Everyone coming to a slow on the front stretch infield. But our race winner, the 28 of Derek Conley, going to be locking himself in a must-win situation. Derek, you got it done out here tonight.
Well, first off, I couldn't have done this without the help of my teammates. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I'm sure I have. I've got the best team that is out here in super speedway racing. Josh, Hunter, Will, they're the best you can ever find. We came out, we set a goal tonight. Hunter was going to win both stages. I was going to win the race. We thought it was really ambitious. We joked about it, but man, it feels good to actually get that done.
Well, the 28 got it done as planned, it seems. Locking yourself in, joining Logan Helton, but now the long agonizing wait to see if your teammate is going to make it in on points as well. But Derek, what an outstanding run by these FSR team. You guys hit pit road as a team, came off pit road as a team, and just a dominating team performance here tonight.
We've been working in other races other than tonight's on the Monday nights, just working on our chemistry with pit road. Last Wednesday in another league race, we actually showed that to ourselves that we could do it. All we had to do was just get out of everybody's way and just pit and get going. And so that's what we decided to put into play tonight, and it worked out amazingly.
Well, the 28 walks away with the race win, locking yourself in, man. Shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
I want to shout out my team, Josh, Hunter, Will. Like I said before, best teammates you could ever ask for. I want to thank you and Dave for being up in the booth week in and week out with us. I know sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's great racing, but we love you all. We're glad we got you. Alex, Rob, Cody, this is our 2-year anniversary with OP. I want to thank them because if it wasn't for them, we would not be here. Also want to give another special shout out to Hunter Reynolds for tonight. He was supposed to walk the line, but thanks to COVID, he wasn't able to walk the line. So Hunter got to has to miss that little aspect in his life, but we're here for him. And I want to thank, shout out the rest of the class of 2020, college, high school, whatever. We're all here for you.
All right, Derek, again, man, congratulations. Nice job on the race win and locking yourself in to the final race in the championship battle.
Thank you, sir.
And now it is time to move on to our second place finisher. And Dave, you've caught up with them.
That I have, KR, finally catching up with the graduate himself, Hunter Reynolds. Man, how you feeling out there after walking away in second?
Man, this feels amazing. Just like Derek said, we had a crazy goal, get me points, stage 1 and 2, and then finish second behind him. And it's crazy that we actually did it tonight. Unfortunately, I couldn't walk tonight, but it'll be scheduled for a later date. And I'm really glad I didn't miss this. This is really amazing, special.
Well, my man, you walked across a few lines here tonight. You walked across the finish line in stage number 1 first. You walked across that same line again in stage number 2. Gained yourself quite a few bonus points here, walking away with a second place finish. How agonizing is it right now to just not know just quite yet if it was enough to punch your ticket into the championship race in 2 weeks?
It's really agonizing actually, but I'm hoping with the stage wins, the pole position will have enough here, but this league is always really tight. These guys are all hard to beat, and of course you need a good team to beat them. So, FSR, we came out here and shined tonight, and the long wait begins. Hopefully it's not too long.
All right, my man. Well, once again, congratulations on a great season, regardless of what happens here with the points. And more importantly, congratulations on all the big steps that you've made in life. Graduating high school, a very, very big deal. So congratulations with that first and foremost. And as I said already, man, great job out there tonight. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yes, sir. I'd like to shout out my teammates, of course, FSR. They're so good, so amazing. Will Weber, 4X Graphics for the paint schemes. That was really special. Everybody running, shout out to me tonight. But those guys are amazing. Of course, all the OP admins, Turn 3. I forgot to mention you earlier, Dave, but you and KR, y'all do a good job in the booth. And all the family, friends, fans watching, we appreciate you guys, and hopefully keep coming out.
Well, Hunter, man, don't worry about that. KR forgets me all the time, and I'm right next to him, so no worries, my man.
I'm so sorry, but you do a great job.
Well, once again, Hunter, man, congratulations on graduation as well as a great season. And KR, I think you finally had a chance to run down that 7 of Josh Milam, who ran out of gas down there on the flags in the infield.
Josh Milam sitting in third place in the infield. That race car shut off, the fuel tank spent, but you bring it home in third here tonight. Solid podium lockout for FSR, man. Congratulations on your run here.
Oh man, thank you guys. Feels good to be back in here in the booth. I was super excited across the finish line, and I kind of giggled and said I get to go back to the booth. But it's been a while. It's been a rough past few weeks. Back in here though, tremendous job that we've done tonight, and it feels great.
Well, Josh, man, it your championship hopes got dashed a few races ago, but a team effort here tonight, getting Derek Conley the race win, Hunter Reynolds 2 stages, a pole, and a second place finish. And it looks like FSR firing on all cylinders, heading into this championship race. What's going to be your role here in the team?
Oh man, I'm the support guy now. When I was still running for this chase, my last race that actually put me out, ended up blowing my engine early. The guys sit back with me. I was 2 laps down. They hung back and helped me get all the way back on the lead lap. Took us over 50 laps to get there. They got me back on the lead lap. Didn't work out for me, but that's what I'm going to be. I'm that guy the rest of this series. I'm just going to be there. Whatever they need, I do it. That's what I say. We're talking pitch strategies. I tell them, whatever you guys want to do, I'll follow you in, follow you out. Did a heck of a job tonight, getting in and out of pits, staying together. Super fast. Had a lot of practice with this pitting in by ourselves, getting out, seeing how fast we actually were. Set a goal for tonight, and we achieved it.
Well, that 7 machine, a tough competitor week in and week out. And yeah, you mentioned maybe not having the season you'd like to have, but Josh, man, as always, a pleasure to get to talk to you up here in the booth. And man, nice job bringing it home in third. Any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Definitely, again, got to congratulate Hunter. It's been a big week for us getting this, trying to set this up for Hunter. All the paint jobs, Forex Graphics, Will Weber. If you guys need paint jobs, great guy, go to. Also, you do a fantastic job, KR. But shout out to you broadcasters here, Dave, KR, all the fans that's watching. Hunter's parents, Ray's a great dude. He's awesome to hang out with and team speak, race with. Big shout out to Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter's dad. He got this set up for us. He wanted to do something special for Hunter. We told him we'd do whatever we could to make it up for him not being able to walk tonight. So big shout out to Jimmy. Again, big shout out to all the OP guys, Cody, Rick, or Robert. I'm forgetting their names now. Alex. That's awesome league, great league. 2 years here. It's been super fun. We're going to keep it going, keep it rolling. One more race. And just a big shout out to the people who are watching us out here. And the FSR squad. Couldn't do it without them.
All right. Well, Josh, man, again, thank you so much for the kind words. And again, congratulations on 3rd place.
Thanks, man.
That is Josh Milam, your 3rd place finisher. And Dave, the wait is over. I now have our championship 4. We know Logan Helton was in. We know Derek Conley was in. And we know our next 2, one of those being the 95 of James Mayer. James, word coming down from on high, you are one of the 4 to go into the championship battle.
Yeah, it was real close getting in there on points. Happy to be here. I wouldn't be in this spot without the team, without Alliance Motorsports helping me get to here.
Well, man, Alliance Motorsports had a lot of bullets in the gun to make this championship battle. When it comes down to just one of you, James Mayer, you're going to have to carry that banner as Derek Conley, Hunter Reynolds, Logan Helton, and you are all going to go after it.
Yeah, it's the good news is I got the guys at Alliance Motorsports in my corner. If tonight was a showing of anything, it takes a team, to conquer a village. So look for Alliance Motorsports to come out strong for that championship race. Way back when Alliance Motorsports hit early for the first time, we threw the OP League through a loop on that one. You see how well it works when it works, and you have a team that works well with it. So we got to get back on our strategy and get some good teamwork going, and we'll be right back up there battling FSR.
All right, James. Well, next Monday night, the Daytona duels are going down. That one will not be broadcasted. I'm going to get out there and mix it up with you guys a little bit. Hopefully not have a repeat of the last duel I was in. But, man, I look forward to that, and I know you're looking forward to maybe a little bit of a break from the stress and just going out and running a carefree race. But June 1st, got to ratchet it up and got to win that championship.
Yeah, definitely. It'll definitely be nice to blow off some steam and have a fun race and get you guys out of the booth and down on the track. And hopefully we can get you back in victory lane.
Yeah, that would be cool. I don't want to take out the field in the Trioval like I did last time.
It happens. All right.
It happens. Mistakes were made. But man, James, what an outstanding race. You finished 7th place here tonight to put yourself into that championship battle. Tell us a little bit what the plan is going forward now with Alliance Motorsports and trying to get you that championship trophy.
My plan is going to be to get with those guys at Alliance Motorsports. They're all great drivers. Tonight, 07's a tough track. We got beat with our own strategy, so look for us to hook up and come out strong for that championship race.
All right, man. Nice job out there tonight and throughout this season. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
To the team at Alliance, keep this fun for me. They got me here, and I'm sure they'll be there on that championship race to help me out any way they can. You guys putting on a great show, and to the guys at OP that put this on every week.
All right, that is James Mayer, your final championship contender, getting it done here tonight. We got to talk to Hunter Reynolds in the post-race show, but now let's talk to Hunter Reynolds, not just the post-race show second place podium finisher, but the final driver to make it into the championship. Hunter, congratulations. You did what you needed to do here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. That was a long wait and a longer 20 laps before, but I'm really happy we got it done. This was really cool.
Well, man, I wanted to pull you up here one more time for the fact that we get to talk to you as one of the championship contenders, but also to let you know the fans were cheering for you, and we hope that your graduation night was what you would hope it could be without walking across the stage.
Man, that's cool. I appreciate that. This was really special. It feels great. And then I'll still have a graduation here in the next few weeks. So this was really cool, and I was glad I was part of it tonight.
Well, Hunter, again, congratulations on your graduation. Congratulations on making it into the championship race. That is happening June 1st. So before we get to that, though, who do I have to pay to join FSR for the duels?
We'll find out. But ahead of time, my PayPal is no, I'm just kidding. We might let you hop in the TeamSpeak. We'll see. As long as you can hold a line.
Well, as long as I don't go through the trial, it'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll do some tryouts.
So Hunter Reynolds, man, once again, congratulations on the championship race in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'd like to thank my teammates one more time.
FSR being thanked all around by that hard effort put in by Hunter Reynolds driving that 26 machine here tonight. So Dave, final thoughts on the race before we go through the race results?
Man, just another great, crazy race out there for us tonight to try to keep track of all the different little point scenarios, drivers coming and going through the field, overcoming adversity. Unfortunately for Randall Cobb, wasn't able to overcome enough of that adversity. Did find himself walking away I believe he got himself back on the lead lap. He's showing 1 lap down, but I believe he did end up on the lead lap there towards the end. So I mean, just once again, man, I'm never let down. Anytime you invite me up in here in the booth to watch these guys out on track, man, it's just a thrilling experience each time. They always amaze me.
Amazing is a word I would use to describe every Monday night here with OP Racing, but let's go ahead and go through our race results. Derek Conley, in a must-win situation, pulled it off, picked up the win here, and locked himself into championship contention. Hunter Reynolds winning the pole, winning the first 2 stages, finishing in 2nd place, pointing himself into the championship battle. That is going to be 2 drivers from FSR in this championship battle. The 7 of Josh Milam rounding out the final step of the podium in that 7 machine, with Logan Helton finishing 4th, locked himself into the championship last week. Here he was with another solid finish, so everyone better be on alert from this rookie in the championship battle. 5th place going to go to Will Weber in the 24 machine, another FSR driver playing support role, rounding out the top 5.
Walking away in the 6th here tonight, the 4 of Rick Seabrands, falling just short on his championship hopes here this time around. Finishing in 7th, the 95 of James Mayer, able to punch his ticket into the championship here for OP Racing Super Speedway Series. Finishing in 8th here tonight at Daytona, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Walking away in 9th, the 8 of Cody Ober. Rounding out your top 10, the 53 of Dave Hunt.
In 11th place was Mark Mann, popping his engine at the end of that thing. 12th going to the 77 of David Booth. Randall Cobb in the 52, ending up 1 lap down. Could not overcome the bad juju that Daytona was throwing his way. And Les Levy finishing in 14th. 15th will go to the 10 of Robert Duvendak. 2 championship contenders just falling short, but an outstanding season for them nonetheless. 16th going to Doug Rice in the 35, and David Overstreet finishing in 17th. And of course, a big thank you to Cody Eldred finishing it up as race control for us here tonight. So now I do want to take a moment and talk to the 2 remaining drivers here in TeamSpeak that we still have. In unfortunately, Randall Cobb in the booth with us here, and Rick Seabrands. And guys, championship hopes done and over with, but what an outstanding season to make it this far into it. Let's start this off with Rick, bringing it home here tonight. Rick, in I don't even know where you finished, on the track somewhere.
I think we brought it home 6th tonight. Definitely wasn't represent the kind of car that we brought out here with us, man. We had a great car out there tonight. We had what I felt like and what the team felt like was a good strategy going in. But hats off to FSR and Derek and Hunter and that whole team for what they did out there tonight. It's just a credit to how well they're working together and just the track conditions together. It was just a great night for them. We kind of got caught up in a little bit of a wreck earlier, and it kind of put us back. And then we kind of gambled on fuel for that final stage, and that didn't work out either. But to come up about 2 points short of going on to the next round, it hurts a little bit. But all in all, still a great season for us. We still got one more race too that we're going to go out there and try to win. And if we can't win it, we're going to do everything we can to help Jim and Alliance Motorsports capture another championship.
And you still have one of your drivers in the championship battle, but you will have to deal with 2 FSR drivers, and FSR put on a heck of a show of what teamwork can do. So how is Alliance going to tackle this powerhouse that is shaping up to be FSR?
Yeah, they did an incredible job tonight. You know they're going to be ready for in 2 weeks when we go back to Daytona. So whatever you do, you better come out strong and have your A game, because they're going to have their A game. Put all the cards on the table and see what happens in the final race. That's all you can do.
All right, Rick. Well, man, thank you so much for sticking around and talking to us. A shame to see a champion not able to contend for another one, but man, that Ford machine, a threat week in and week out. So again, congratulations on this deep run into the championship, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks help James Mayer cross that finish line first.
All right, thanks, guys. And thanks for everything you guys do for this league, too. All the fans for watching, all the admins, everybody at home. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
That is Rick Seabrands stopping by to give us a quick word. But now let's talk to the final man here in our post-race show, the 52 of Randall Cobb. And Randall, man, oh man, talk about a challenging race, but no quit out of this 52 machine. Tried to see this thing through. Talk to us a little bit about this race.
Well, it was definitely interesting, to say the least. I'd taken a little bit over a week off, or well, not over, but a little under a week off of racing, and man, I came out tonight and just made some dumb mistakes. First one was, hitting Josh going into the pit road, and then I ended up spinning out, and everything just kind of went downhill from there. And thought I was going to get back on the lead lap a few times, and just it just didn't work out. But it's still fun night, and I'm happy for Derek, Logan, James, and Hunter for making the top four and going after it next week.
All right, Randall. Well, that 52 machine, we're all rooting for that underdog story. Buck Wild Racing trying to be represented in the championship battle, but as you said, just not meant to be. But man, I do love seeing that you never gave up. You fought tooth and nail for every inch on that track. So, your rookie season here with OP Racing, making it deep into this championship run, got to be happy with that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I just I just started iRacing about a year and a half ago, and I really don't have any racing background other than gaming type racing. So I feel like I've learned a lot. Most importantly, in this OP league, I've gained a lot of friends and had a lot of fun. I mean, I look forward, to every Monday and Wednesday and Saturday that I can be out here. I mean, to finish in the top 9 in my rookie season, I feel real good about that. And like I said, I mean, just the people I've met and experience with you guys broadcasting this, and my buddies having a good time watching it and texting me some during the race. It's just a fun time.
All right, Randall. Well, before we let you go, any shout outs or thank yous that you haven't given out yet?
I mean, first and foremost, you guys, obviously, and Doug Rice and Dave Hunt was my two teammates in here tonight, and multiple times they risked their race tonight to try to help me out. Doug, waited on me coming out of pit road, and Dave pitted when he didn't need to with me. So, I greatly appreciate those guys trying to help me out and get me advanced to the fourth place. But appreciate you guys and OP Racing. Cody and those guys, they do a great job, and I think we got a really cool deal going on here.
All right, Randall, again, congratulations on an outstanding rookie season, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks out there to finish this season out.
Sounds good. Thanks, KR and Dave. Appreciate you guys a whole lot.
Randall Cobb from Buck Wild Racing sticking around to talk about his race here tonight. And Dave, I think that is going to do it for us here on Turn 3 OP Racing 2-year anniversary night, a celebration of 2 years and of Hunter Reynolds graduating and the class of 2020.
Yeah, it's been a great season so far all year long. So just appreciate you letting me come along and enjoy the ride.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. Keep in mind, we are off next week as we're going to settle this thing off camera. The Daytona duels will be what I look forward to. We'll have all the highlights and stories to tell about that one when we come back June 1st. So until then, guys, have a good night. Everyone stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in our championship race.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.